Planet Dolan.
From eating disgusting stew to beating the crap out of a flasher, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the coolest things our siblings ever did for us. I'm Bringle One, and today, I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Wavy J. Whenever she saw a giant red pot on the stove, Gooby knew that her mom was making stew. She hated it because the vegetables were dark and sometimes burnt, plus the meat looked kinda disgusting gray. Her parents knew that she hated it, but still made her stay at the table until she ate it. One time during dinner, her parents had their backs to her, so her brother grabbed a spoon and quickly ate half of it. Gooby was then free to leave the table. Another time, her brother fed some to their dog. She thinks her brother was the best. Number 9 was submitted by TheQueenBaby. Back when Ladybird was 13, her pet bird escaped from its cage and flew out the front door. She spent the entire day running around the neighborhood searching for it. When she walked into an alleyway, a man on his bike rode up to her and tried to strike up a conversation. When she asked the man whether or not he saw her bird, he said he didn't. Ladybird thanked him and continued walking, but the man rode to the other end of the alleyway and whipped out his wang, asking, "Have you seen this?" He went to tell Ladybird to touch it, but she got creeped out and ran to the main road as fast as she could. Luckily, her brother's apartment was nearby, so she ran inside and told him what happened while crying. He made her describe everything that she could remember about the guy, so her brother jumped on his motorcycle and took off. A couple of hours later, he returned with blood on his helmet. He told Ladybird that he found the man about a mile away under an overpass, where he took off his helmet and slammed it against the man's face. Then her brother kicked the crap out of him before leaving. Number 8 was submitted by dragontrainerhttyd. One time, Doopy had to sing a solo in her choir concert at school. She was getting ready to sing when she suddenly lost her voice. Her brother saw the panicked look on her face and raced over to find out what was wrong. After telling her brother, he said, "Sis, remember how I can imitate voices? Well, I can do yours. Just pretend to sing, and I'll do your voice." So after going on stage, Doopy mouthed the lyrics while her brother sang the entire solo. Nobody ever knew that it was him, and the experience brought Doopy and her brother closer than ever before. Number 7 was submitted by Dolansdeeznuts. When Mimi took photography, her teacher went so fast that she couldn't keep up. As a result, she was failing. She stressed out about that class every night since the work could only be done in class despite the school not having outdated technology. So her sister noticed and offered to do Mimi's photography homework for her. Since she was an Adobe certified professional, Mimi's sister assured her that she would do everything on her laptop, so she could stop stressing about the class. With her sister having done all the work for her, Mimi ended up passing the class with a C. Even though the teacher wanted variety, she still gave her that grade because the work she handed in had too much variety. Her sister ended up agreeing that the photography teacher was terrible. Mimi made up for it by mowing and weeding the lawn. Number 6 was submitted by Addie Midnight. Though Derek was known for being a good kid at school, he said hell a lot in class during the 2nd grade. His teacher even wrote him up 3 times for saying that word. It turned out that his older sister helped out in the office for extra credit, and while organizing files one day, she began to snoop through Derek's files. She found the write-ups and thinking that saying hell was a dumb reason to write someone up, threw the write-ups in the trash. Derek didn't find out about it until he reached high school. It turned out that his 2nd grade teacher had begun teaching high school math, and she told him about the missing write-ups. When Derek went home and told his sister about it, she told him what she did, and that he owed her big time. Number 5 was submitted by DrewLife365. When Sid was very young, his grandma took him and his older sister to the city pool. The pool was very crowded with a lot of kids Sid's age. Sid and his sister were having a really fun time when he suddenly heard a loud rip. At first he thought it was his sister's, until he looked down and saw that his swim trunks had a huge tear in them. Everything was showing. So he quickly got off the pool and put a towel on it. He told his grandma that he wanted to go home because his swim trunks had a huge tear. She told him that it wasn't a big deal and to go back in the pool. Having overheard the conversation, Sid's sister saw that he felt bad as he climbed back into the pool. He even tried to hide himself the best he could until she offered to swim behind him so nobody would see anything. Even though everyone still looked at Sid, his sister helped take his mind off practically being naked in front of everyone by sharing her own embarrassing stories. That day, Sid saw his sister as a hero. Number 4 was submitted by Botsareawful. Elvan got in trouble a lot when he was younger. One day, while he was outside on the trampoline with his younger brother, a stranger came out of nowhere wearing a mask and holding a knife. The stranger hit Elvan on the head and tried to stab him when his brother jumped on the stranger. They fell to the ground where his brother disarmed the stranger and tossed a knife to Elvan. His brother unmasked the stranger, and it turned out to be their neighbor. Their neighbor wanted to hurt them because they always blasted their music, which pissed him off. So Elvan and his brother got rid of the trampoline and began listening to music on their headphones. Number 3 was submitted by SomeSketchyTrash. One time before going to an amusement park, Spinsters promised her friends that she would ride on the roller coaster. She was actually petrified of the roller coaster ever since the first time she rode it. When the day came to go to the amusement park, Spinsters begged her twin sister for help since she was very anxious about going on the ride. So her sister dressed like Spinsters and went to the amusement park with her friends, where they had a great time on the roller coaster. After going on the ride, Spinsters swapped back with her sister. As they swapped, her sister gave her a pat on the head. Number 2 was submitted by VidedTime. Melissa and her older brother got into many fights when they were kids. It got to the point where their parents became concerned. So concerned that they decided to take them on a trip to the Grand Canyon. Her mother wanted to take a picture of Melissa and her brother standing on the edge. While they stood on the edge, Melissa slipped and started to fall. But her brother grabbed her hand and pulled her back up. She hugged him tightly and didn't let go, crying for a long time. When she calmed down, Melissa asked her brother why he grabbed her hand and pulled her to safety, since they seemed to always fight. He answered, "We're family. It may not seem like it all the time, but I love you very much. It's a family's job to help and look out for each other." Melissa gave him a huge thanks by getting him a gold chain he wanted. Number 1 was submitted by agilebanana. One time, James Shark ran some laps around the track at school with his brother. Since his brother was one of the best athletes on both the track and cross-country teams, he was much faster than James Shark. It got to the point where James Shark was struggling to run while his brother kept passing by him. Each time he passed, he taunted James Shark to go faster and to step it up. Eventually, James Shark got fed up and yelled,
Shut up, okay? It's not as easy for me, I can't do it.
Just then his brother stopped and said, "Well, sure, when you put it like that, you'll never be able to run well, but if you believe in yourself and push yourself, you can do anything." James Shark was about to protest, but his brother continued, "And if you can't believe in yourself, then just know that I believe in you. I know you can do it. I know you can do anything you set your mind to." Over the years, whenever he feels down or hopeless about something, James Sharks remind himself that his brother believes in him. That makes him feel better and more confident. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the dumbest thing you've ever seen people fight over? Let us know on the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown. This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thanks for your support, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care, everybody. Peace.